Hey everyone! I'll just say that once or twice as I drop everything in the art room because I went to grab something and I got everything possible falling over. Yeah, welcome to typical me on a crafty session. Okay, I think I'm finally ready. Woo! Alright, we're gonna have a fun craft. Starting off with here's my paper trimmer cutter thingy. We are making an Easter basket type craft. I saw this from our Stampin' Up team. One of the team members did this a few weeks ago, and I'm like, I love it. So I'm gonna make one today. But so I've got this beautiful 12 by 12 paper. But I want to change up. So I made one of these already. I'll show it at the end. But I want to reverse the color direction and go from there. And this paper is from, I'll tell you, the Flowers and More Host Papers Designer Series paper, which I think is almost over actually. So, oh well, but still great paper. So if I remember my measurements right, I need 7.5 by 7.5. So 7.5. And these left over, I have a plan for some of these. Alright, and then 7.5 again. Just I got my cup of water like right here. I don't want to get my stuff's wet. Alright, so 7.5 by 7.5. Okay. If I remember measures right, this will be fun. And then we want a 1-inch strip from what we just cut here. I do. I just need a moment. Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll make it work. I want to reverse the direction of the pattern, but I'm like, no, this is good enough. Okay, so there's a 1-inch strip. And then the beauty of having one of these lovely devices is there's a score blade on here too. So if I remember correctly with my information I wrote down, I need to score at 2.5 inches. And that's scored. And then at 5 inches along the same side here. Okay. And then flip it over, same thing. So we'll go backwards. We'll do 5 inches. And then 2.5. And that is it. We're going to do 2 baskets today. I'm just doing plain with Designer Series paper because it has a beauty to it, even though it's a simpler one. Okay, so that is scored. Is it scored? You know what? I can't tell. Let me do the 2.5 one again because for some reason I can't see it. Okay, and I gotta redo the 5-inch because I was talking and distracted. There, we should be good. If not, someone's gonna get a cute basket for Easter. Okay, so for now, that is all we need for the paper trimmer. And there is no stamping involved in this current project, but there's so many ways you could. So I've got this 7.5 by 7.5. I got score marks on here, score marks on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold them all. And it helps to have a bone folder. Actually, I meant to fold the other way. Oh, it's one of those things. I want to go the other way. So I want this pattern to show through today for just something different. And then this side. So that side's well folded now. Okay. And then along here, same thing. And then we're soon going to need some scissors. Okay. So we've got all these folded up, one of them extra folded. All right, take a scissors. Doesn't matter which side, but if it's these sides or this side, but pick a side and work with it. So I'm going to go with this one. So where I had the 2.5, so I'm going to cut here 2.5 to where I've got the next score line. And the same thing on this side. So we can make our really neat basket. Okay, so like that. And then same on this side. Same thing. So I'll be doing the same basket twice, just the second one a little differently with a cardstock as the base, instead of just straight Designer Series paper. Okay, so there we go. And that is all the scissors required. Now I get to gluing. So before we start gluing, let me explain. These cuts are going to be the side of the basket. So essentially, you're going to put glues on these sections and then create a triangle. And that's how they're going to get glued, okay? But that way you know ahead of time what you're doing. So what I did the first time I did this on my own, I held them in place and I grabbed a pencil, which is not in hand right now. If I only grab a pencil, because I'm holding this. Okay, so I'm still holding it, okay? So on here, I want to mark very lightly, where's this going? That way when I go glue, I know what I'm doing. So I'm just going to hold it. I know you can't really see, but it marks it up a little, but it makes a huge difference knowing, okay, whereabouts on here am I gluing? Let me bring back my other lamp, sorry. That way I know from here to there, so I have an idea where to put my strip of glue. So that side has some glue. They suggested using a brad, but I'm like, I don't have any of those, so I had to improvise with what I have. Okay, so I've got glue on both of those, so come back. I got this stuck together now, that's okay. Fold that in. Make sure the glue's on the inside. Come back in. Don't glue it yet, because I'm about to accidentally glue it all together. Come back in, create that triangular spot without my fingers in it. And then give it some firm pressure. And there is the side of our little basket. And then do the same thing on this side. So then, as if I'm going to glue, hold it in place, grab my pencil. And I do suggest you can erase your lines if you don't like them seen. Alrighty, so I think I got it. So the same thing, get the glue. It's a little harder because it's half put together. Okay, we got that. And then this one, I'll just come in through here. But yeah, those lines, for me, made a huge difference. Those little markings, so I know exactly where I'm going. Okay, so then same thing. Grab the sides, these panels. Try to meet them as a triangle without my finger in it. And there we go. So there is the foundation of this cute little paper basket. And this is lightweight. It is not meant to hold a lot of stuff. So then if you remember, we had this strap. This is going to go on the inside all the way to the outside. And then there is our basket. So let's just put some glue on the bottom of both these sections. I like using the tape runner because it works beautifully for me. So I've got that on there nicely. Bring this over onto there. And there we go. There is a really cute Easter basket done simply with designer series paper only. All we needed was the cutter, paper, some glue, and I'm just going to tuck in some of these glues on the sides, and yeah, that was it. This was really, really neat. So the first one I did was the reverse of this. So I've got these two twins now. I just wanted to do one differently in a different color configurant just to have, you know, different. Alright, so then we're going to do another one with cardstock to start. Alright, so let me bring back my paper trimmer. Open this up, open the side, because I do, again, same measurements as last time. 7.5 by 7.5. So I've got a piece of sweet sorbet, which I think is a returning color this year. Woohoo! So again, 7.5 inches. And then 7.5. And then right there is my 1-inch strip already cut. I don't need to make a new one. Then we're going to do all the scoring now. So if you remember, 5-inch. My scoring today seems to be lacking. Yeah, it's scored. Okay. And then 2.5. So I'm always afraid to put a lot of pressure on it. Because I know with non-Stampin' Up! Papers, you put some pressure. So I got those two done and I flip over to the other side. With non-Stampin' Up! Paper, you put some pressure on it. It just shreds the paper. So I'm not used to go give generous pressure to paper. Yeah, I do craft with other materials, especially if I'm practicing a concept. But I knew with this project, the first time I did it, like, no, I gotta use some decent stuff. So there, I've got a grid. You can actually see it on this one. So I'm gonna put the paper trimmer away for now. We will need it soon, because right now, it's the same type of basket, but this looks really plain, doesn't it, eh? So we're gonna change it up. But first, do our folds. Make sure it's all nice and happy. I'm working on this today. I'm like, oh, I want the new cardstock. So yeah, Stampin' Up! Is doing a color refresh. Not all new, but a bunch of new cardstock colors have been added for the new year. And damn, I want more cardstock. Okay, so if you remember, bring in the scissors. To that point. And again, bring in the scissors. Okay, that way we've got these 3 flaps, and do on the other side. Doesn't matter which side. It's all a perfect-ish square. It could have a quirk to it. And again on this side. Alright, so there we go. Now, we're going to flip it over, but we're going to come back to this in the short. So just to give you an idea, I want to decorate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go with 6 because the original one was not the same. So to pair it, bring this back for a sec, we got this beautiful paper where I could pick. I'm going to do the green because I'm like, I'll just do the green. So now I'm going to bring in some paper trimmer. So I need 6 squares of 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, okay? To make this work. So yeah, just start cutting. Okay, 2 1/4. And I'll adjust them in a moment. But that way, get going on what we need here. So pretty much, even though I used this paper earlier to make what we've seen so far, it's still great to even use it to continue on with a project. So now I got 4, 5, and one more, 6. Okay. And then they all gonna go on the flip side, 2 1/4. Which I know I could have done the strip differently, but I wasn't sure how much space is going to be left over. Sometimes having these little pieces are fun because I'm ready to do a scrappy project this weekend for the new challenge for the next 2 months. I'm offering card challenges. Please do them. No one did it last month. There's a prize for anyone. If anyone does it, you're entered into a draw. Please do a card challenge with me. And I call it the Scrappy Challenge because it's based on, look, not asking you to go buy the latest, newest, and everything. It's fun to take some scraps of paper you already have. Like, say you got a bunch of this designer series paper in pieces, and it's fun to make it into something. And the one I did last time, I think I did like mid-February or something. That's why I extended it to the end of the month because it's like, at the end of March because it gives you plenty of time. Okay, so we should have 6 of those. Let's double check. Let's also make sure they're all perfect squares. That way they're all the same size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we got our 6. So then I'm going to put my other pieces away because I tried to keep the families of the designer series paper still together because I think that is really crucial, especially with Because this tells me the coordinating color families and a bunch of fun information. If you ever want to, always try to keep this, because this tells you the name and all the colors related to it for the Stampin' Up! Color system. Alright, so bring that back in on the outer part of the folds, okay? And we're going to glue these on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because these ones get covered. Actually, is it? No, the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because this one gets covered by the folds of the thing. Alright, so then let's have it. So let's take your glue. Have some fun gluing. And then just put them, you know, centered on the thing. Because suddenly this makes it decorative. Is why this is fun. The handle, I'll have to improvise when we get there. We might do something with the handle as a decorative as well with this pattern. That way, because I'll show you the original that I made with this in a short at the end. And it's just, it looks so plain. I'm like, it needs something, you know. Just, it's a great craft for kids. And like I said, it requires no stamping. Just you need paper, some sort of method of cutting, I guess a ruler, glue, and you're good to go. Making sure my sequence is correct. Especially with, hey, you got the kiddies and everybody home for Easter weekend. This is a really fun thing to do. I might give out a few of these locally because now I'll have 4 I don't need. I definitely always keep 1 for me because I think they're a fun project. I may keep some. I may make more. I don't know. I might sell some too. That'd be fun. Okay, so we got these glued in place. Now we're going to start assembly. So if you remember how we did this, and then I get to mark it up with pencil. So try to be light, because this is going to show it a lot more. And I don't care if there's a bit of pencil on there, because it's just me. So like we did earlier, but you can now see the difference when you do just designer series paper or combine it with cardstock, and it thickens it up nicely too. All right, so I'll have to get a move on here. I was gonna do a couple of videos this morning. And then the same thing on this side, so as you can tell that's in place, but see what I mean? Now that pops of color on the sides with a strong card base. And Pokemon's telling me, play Pokemon! I would love to. A little busy right now. My phone's upstairs because it's on charge because the battery's almost dead. Then on this side. And bring these guys together. I got a little bit of glue on the inside, so I'm just going to try to squeeze it in because I kind of didn't line it up as perfect, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to eliminate some of my glue here because I kind of got too eager there. I did the same thing happened in the original one. Same thing. Alright. Good enough. The more I play with it, it's going to get like dirty. I like a line of glue there. It takes getting used to with this type of thing. Alright, so we got those. So isn't this cute? That way we've got decorative, decorative, decorative. Now the handle, same thing. It's going to go on here, go on there. But I think the handle needs a splash of color. So this is 1 inch. So let's do a little bit more cutting again because I didn't think of it until after I got this far. I'm like, oh yeah, the handle. Let me find more of that green. I still have lots of that green, actually. There's that green. Bring back the cutter. Let's cut a strip. So we know it's 7.5 inches, okay? So let's get 7.5 inches going. And I gotta go to work. Oh, kitty cat. So I could go, actually let's cut long ways and we'll cut your way. That way I'm conserving. So let's go 3/4 of an inch. Then we'll cut 7-inch. There. That way I'm not wasting as much. Since I have to factor that when I'm cutting paper, it's like, okay, which side do I want to maximize the most? Now I think this should really be the last of paper cutting. So bring this strap. I could have gone a little smaller, but for the sides, but anyway. So put it on as good as I'm gonna get. That way it just has a nice banner to it. So I'm just gonna run a strip all the way side to side, because I get the feeling this is gonna get stressed a bit because it's gonna be a handle. And then best you can try to center it. Not bad, eh? That's a neat little strip. Then for the finale, on the bottom, on the bits here, once this wants to let me, and once I not put it on the table, Kitty puts it on the table. It will come off, kind of, sort of, but it's not easy when it's trapped inside a project. And I just did it again. It's on the table, almost on the table. Then come back in, glue it on, and bring this over. Glue that on, and it's got a bit of a bend to it, but yeah. Okay, I guess it doesn't like the way I bent it. All right. But there is a cute Easter basket again. So this time I'm really going to put my paper away. And let's look at the finale. And I may change a camera angle or two. We'll see in a quick moment. So here is the original, which pink is really nice. So let me knock that that thing away. Let me flip over here so we can actually see. Hey, there's me in my messy room and my Halloween shirt for today, because I'm going Halloween mode. All right, so the recap, we made this one today, which is really, really cute. I made this one a couple weeks ago. Cute. So you can see this, they're the exact same, just different salted colors, and they're thin. So then, the newest ones, this is the one I made a few weeks ago. And yes, this ended up being a thicker piece, but that was okay. But it's cute, but just to me, I felt jazz it up a little more, add a little more pattern paper to it. You can also add ribbon, you can stuff the insides, but yeah, so now you can see a really cute craft for making Easter baskets. Woo! Alrighty, then of course another project I made this week was this card, because I was in the mood for crafting. Alright everyone, I'm gonna jet because I gotta get my butt to work shortly, and gonna do a couple quick other videos for my Teve stuff, and then for overall check in, say hi everybody. Just I kind of bent that a little bit accidentally. It's too bad. Oh well. Thanks everyone. Bye for now. Hashtag replay. Like, share, comment, follow, and subscribe.